Welcome to the final part of this six-figure career challenge. So let's do a very quick recap, and then we're just going to pull it all together today and talk about act now. How can you act now to get yourself ready for that six-figure career? So we talked about mindset on Monday. We talked about your money mindset. We talked about what you need to have an executive mindset. And we talked about your mindset and your gremlins and your limiting beliefs, and recognizing those, because it all starts with your mindset. Part two was all about success. What does success look like for you? What is that six-figure job that you're going to go for? And what's important to you around your environment and the challenges and the flexibility in that you need? What does success look like for you? Then we talked about how to position yourself as the best possible candidate. And this was about two things. This was about getting more visible, getting out there, stop hiding, get people to know you so that they can see how capable you are, see what potential you've actually got. And then it was all about selling yourself. So claiming your achievements, talking about I instead of we, and making sure you know all your transferable skills and be proud of yourself, learning those skills to sell yourself so that you are best placed to get that job. Yesterday, we talked about the gap, finding your gap. So understanding what is going to get you from here to there, what are the steps you're going to need to take? What is the qualifications that you might need, or the experience or the skills or the people that you might need to know? What is it that you need? What is the gap that you've got? And it might be quite a big gap at the moment, but that's okay. We have to start somewhere, and knowing what your gap is going to really help you put this action plan together. So today, it's all about putting your action plan together and what actions you can take now in order to get you ready, to get you on that journey to your six-figure career. So in order to put an action plan together, it starts with your end goal. So as Stephen Covey would say, you start with the end in mind. So what is it you're aiming for? Your first action is to get really clear on what you're aiming for. What is your dream job? What is that six-figure role? And what skills do you need to get there? So this is all part of the process that you've done, but this is about pinning it down, write it down. That's where your starting point is. This is my dream job. The next step is to understand what your next step is. So in order to get to that job, that top job, what is the very next step you can take in your career? What's the next level job up? Because that's what we're going to be aiming for at the moment. There might be a big gap, but it's about taking that very next step. So get really clear on what that next step actually is. What skills do you need to do to get to that step? What is that role? Where do you find it? Is it the next role where you're working? Is it your manager's job at the moment? Is it a sideways move to get you into a sector or a job that you want? Is it a better job, but not in the organization that you're in? Just be clear about what that next step is. And then what I really want to say here is the first real action that you need to take is to apply for that job. Put everything else to one side and just go for it. Just apply for it. So the action plan that you need to take is around all the stuff that we've talked about this week. So you understand your gaps, you understand your dream job, and now it's just about putting all that into place. So the actions that you need to take are your mindset. That absolutely has to come first. So from the work that we did in part one, what are the mindset issues that you've got? So let's start with your money mindset. Write down, how do you feel about money now? Do you feel worthy enough to apply for a six-figure job? And if you don't, then you put it on your action plan as something you need to work on. Under mindset, you need to look at what we talked about with regards to the executive mindset. How could you get yourself into that executive mindset place? And you can start doing that now. Once you know what your gap is, you can start to think, okay, so I need to know how to, manage change, let's say. What can I do about learning to manage change at the moment? There's change going on around you all of the time, and probably in your team. So what can you do to step up a bit right now and learn about what change management is, learn some of the processes, and then help your manager and the organization actually do it now? So that whole long list of leadership mindset stuff, what are the things that you can start doing now? Write a list down of all the things that you need to learn how to do, and then identify the ones that you could, quite realistically put into place now. And then it was about your beliefs, wasn't it? So it was about your limiting beliefs and understanding what they are. And once you get inside your mind and you start dealing with those gremlins, in fact, once you even notice that you've got those gremlins, then that's a great starting point. But then you need to write them down on your action plan. So under mindset, we've got money mindset, we've got the things you need to learn to be an executive mindset, and then we've got your limiting beliefs. What are the beliefs that you need to change? What are the beliefs that you need to flip into more empowering beliefs, because they're going to drive you forward? You have to believe in yourself in order to be able to go for this six-figure job. It absolutely is possible. You just have to believe that. So whatever work you need to do that, then that goes on your list. And then it's about success, isn't it? So success was the first thing we need, because we needed to know what that job is. But within that, there are other things that you need to be thinking about with regard to success. You know, what is the right role for you? What's the right environment for you? Understand your priorities. You know, is it that you want to earn more money? Is it that you want the status? Is it want the impact? What are your priorities? What are your values? Get really clear on those. And if you are clear on them, then make a note of them somewhere so you've got them to refer to, and you can tick them off your action plan, because you don't need those anymore. And they're probably the things that you're able to clarify quite easily. Your next action is all around selling yourself. So what steps do you need to take in order to improve how you sell yourself? So these actions might be to go and get a job description for a job that you want to apply for, ask yourself questions and practice them. Practice them out loud, practice them on video. It actually might be that maybe the next time you go to your one-to-one, you actually proactively promote yourself to your manager, because this is all practice. It might be the next time you're talking to somebody in the corridor, or the next time you're in a meeting. Just think about how you're talking about what you're doing. Think about how you're sharing your successes, and make a note of where you need to improve. You know, the easiest thing is to practice an interview, because you're doing that on your own, but actually there are ways that you can do this. So on your action plan, you know, write down, if selling yourself is one of the things you need to improve, which I suspect it is, because it is for most people, what specifically do you need to improve? How can you practice it? Where can you show up and actually sell yourself a bit better? The next thing is on your list is visibility. What actions are you going to take to get yourself better known, to be more visible? Is it to go to a networking event, or is it to go to 3 networking events every year? Is it to show up in meetings, to speak up, to get involved more in things that are going on at work? You know, you could be specific here. You could go to work and look at what is coming up. What things are coming up that you could get yourself involved with? What meetings are coming up that you could invite yourself to, so that you can practice speaking up? What networking events are out there that you can go to? Be quite specific in your actions, because if it's just a list, then it won't help very much. So all of these actions we're talking about, I would suggest that you go some way towards SMART, where you actually say, you know, I need to change this limiting belief by this date in order to achieve X. Be careful with dates though, because with dates, we don't want to put ourselves under pressure and then not do it if we say, oh, I'm not going to get that done by then anyway. So it might just be as much as, you know, I'm going to go to 3 networking events this year. It doesn't mean that I have to do it by the end of the month or the end of the week or anything, but just by the end of the year, I need to have achieved this. Or, you know, I'd like to get myself a new job within 6 months. So these are the things I need to prioritize in order to be ready for that job. So just be very careful, you know, really with regards to this whole journey, there's no date on the end of this. It might be that it's before you retire, which would be helpful, but it's not like within 5 years or 10 years, because dates are funny things. And what can happen if you put a date in it is, one, actually that date comes and goes, and then you just give up because you've missed your deadline anyway. Or it could be that actually a job comes up, but it's in 6 months' time, and actually you weren't planning on changing jobs for 3 years. And that might stop you applying for the job, when actually maybe it's just come up at the right time. It might feel a bit early, but hey, go for it anyway. So just be a bit careful with dates. I think it's quite specific, quite good to have specific aims and targets, but just be very careful with dates, because what I can tell you is that it always takes longer to achieve things than you think it's going to, or generally. And also, we often underestimate what we can achieve in the long term and overestimate what we can achieve in the short term. So just be very careful with the dates. Now, the other thing I want you to put on your action plan is well-being. So I want you to make a list of what you need to be better at with regards to well-being. Is it your diet? Is it your exercise? Is it sleeping? What is it that you need to be better at? And actually put that on your list. And then think about who it is you want to become. Remember, we talked about identity, and perhaps there's an underlying thing on your action plan. You know, you can have a little statement that says, you know, I am the next chief executive leading a very successful company. Whatever it is that you identify with, live up to that identity. Start becoming that person now. So on your action plan, you should have little subject areas for all of these things with an ultimate aim of getting the big job, but the real aim at the moment is to get the next level job. So what is that job and what's the action plan to get you there? And then when you get to that job, what do you need to learn to get to the next job? So this is an evolving action plan, and that will actually help you take it step at a time, but by being ambitious long term. And then you've got something to tick off. Then you've got something to, you know, aim for. So when you schedule in your own self-development, you can say, you know, okay, I need to get a book on, you know, growth mindset, or I need to get a book on interview skills, whatever it might be. I need a training course on X, Y, and Z. And remember, there's a few things that we talked about that are going to help you feel more confident. So, you know, confidence is one of the things that we struggle with. So this is all about getting out there, trying new things. Actually, having your action plan will help you be more targeted on being confident about things, or at least trying the new things. You'll have things on your list that you can think, right, I've got to find a way to do that. It's about being clear about what you need with regard to confidence. What is it you need to be more confident in, and then targeting that area. You could work on affirmations. You know, remember, this is all about your brain only knowing what you tell it. So if you tell it that you'll never be a senior leader, then you probably never will, because that's what your brain will think. But if you tell it it's entirely possible for you to be earning that six-figure salary, it's absolutely possible for you to be living this amazing life, then that is what you'll believe. So remember that everything you tell your brain, it believes. So tell it something positive. And affirmations are quite a good way to do that. You can find lots of information on affirmations online, where you can go and look them up. And, you know, the more fun I have, the more money I make. Or, you know, I am good enough even is a great affirmation. So have a little think and go and search out an affirmations that work for you. But you have to do them regularly, because this is about training your brain. And if you don't do it regularly, it doesn't work. There's no magic involved here. It's all about consistency and work. Remember to focus, you know, so focus on your future. This is all about your future. This is not about your job and where you are now. This is all about planning for your future. So focus, keep your focus forward. That's not to say you don't enjoy where you are now. You enjoy the journey, you have happy days where you are now, but your development and that is all focused on the future, not on developing the job you're in now. And remember to focus on all the good stuff, because that helps you feel more confidence. It helps you feel better. It actually gives you that assurance that you are good enough. And the other thing to consider is visualizations. Again, I'll let you go and Google them online, but there is science to prove that having visualizations about what you're going to achieve in the future really works. Because again, this is all about training your brain and making yourself believe that these things are possible. And if you can see it, then you can believe it, you can absolutely achieve it. Okay, so hopefully this stepped process has helped you get clear on what success looks like for you, what that top job is, and the skills and things that you need to start learning. And you can absolutely start learning these things now. So this action plan is about you thinking, okay, what of these could I learn now? You know, to be a great leader, you don't have to have a leader in title. You can still lead people. You know, to contribute towards things at work and get known, you can do that now. You can go networking, you can speak up in meetings, you can learn the next level of leadership skills, and all of this you can absolutely start doing now. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll achieve your goal. Now, sometimes we need some help along this journey, and we absolutely should not be scared of asking for help, because I promise you that actually going and finding yourself the right help is the quickest way to actually improve your performance, to transform your career, your life, then go and find some support. Now, I can help you with that. And I'm just going to run through how I can help you with that, because I've got plenty of options. This is what I do. This is my business. I'm so passionate about helping women unlock their potential that I am a career and leadership coach. So, you know, you've followed me for these this 5 parts. I hope it's been really useful and you've got value out of it and you've taken some practical stuff away. You have to take action or nothing will change. But let me tell you how I can help you achieve it, because sometimes it is hard doing it on our own. And I know from experience that having a coach myself has, over the years, I've always had coaches in recent years, and it is a game changer. It absolutely helps you transform things. So what I do is I can help you with one-to-one coaching. So if you're really serious about investing in yourself and your future and going for that 6-figure job, then I can absolutely help you on that journey. And this is about bespoke coaching. So my one-to-one coaching is all about what you need, and we identify what you need and the steps you're going to take. And interestingly, sometimes we think we want to, we need this to transform or change one thing, and then when we get working on things we find there's something underneath that actually, if we work on that, is going to make all the difference. So a lot of it is about mindset, but there's also about skills and that as well. So my coaching is all bespoke, it's all tailored around what you need, and I am there to be your guide, your mentor. I'll hold you to account, which is the big thing that we all need sometimes, but I'm absolutely there to be your cheerleader, to support you, to help you realize how good you are and how capable you are, and to dig deep and help you find your own resourcefulness to help you get there. So if you're interested in that, then let me know. We can have a chat. I'd love to have a chat with you anyway. We can see what works for you. I've got various options, various payment plans, but if you're really serious about your career, then one-to-one coaching is the best way to help you. But I do also have various other things. My website's got lots of helpful stuff on it and low-cost courses and things. But what I do have is a membership, and this is called the Confident Career Club. This is affordable coaching. Because I'm so passionate about helping people, I wanted to find something that would help you if you can't afford the one-to-one coaching, or if you can't justify paying out for one-to-one coaching. And the membership is brilliant. So it's an online portal where there are stacks of online videos, video content around careers, around leadership, around confidence, around well-being. There's all sorts of information in there. And if you need something, you let me know and I'll create something for you. It's an ever-evolving stack of information that is there for you when you need it. You just access it whenever you need it. You've got complete access to it while you're a member. But we also have a monthly live. So this is where you can come along. We open up the floor to whoever turns up on the day. We have a conversation about whatever's on your mind. So if you need help with something, we've got a bit of a gremlin going on, then come along to the monthly session. They're in the evenings, last Tuesday of the month. So you can come along and we can have a good old natter about it. I also encourage you with weekly accountability emails, helping you celebrate things. And you've got access to an experienced career coach. That's me. Because if you email me or pop me a message, then I will get back to you as quickly as I can. So this is an amazing membership, and it's only £25 a month. There's no tie into it or anything. You pay and you can cancel whenever you want. But for £25 a month, you've got access to so much information and access to me and live group coaching sessions. So I'd really encourage you to join it, even if you just give it a try, because it adds so much value, and it is a low cost way to actually get started with some career coaching and just some accountability. Once you start paying money, you funnily how you hold yourself to account, and it's really affordable. So I'm going to leave that with you. But what I want to say is, even if it's not me, find somebody to help you. Find some support, because it is so hard doing this and going through this journey on our own. And just having some support there, whether it's a mentor or colleague or a coach, then it really will help you move forward. But anyway, the only thing I can promise you with all of this is that if you want to see change and you want to progress, then you have to take action. You really do. Whatever that action looks like, you have to absolutely take action. Otherwise, nothing changes. And it's up to you. It's completely up to you to do it. But I know you can. So let me know how I can help. I hope this has been useful, and please keep in touch. I wish you the best of luck.